Friends, we have had a great start. Whatever has to be said on Karya and Akarya has already been said. And we are just probably adding up from the missing links, rather. In 1945, when the United Nations have brought out the Human Rights Charter, someone has asked Mahatma Gandhi, how do you respond to this innovative move? And Mahatma Gandhi reportedly has said that when I discussed about the so-called human rights, my illiterate mother told me that, beta, there is nothing called human rights. You have only human duties. Now, this original and native response of Gandhi's mother speaks everything that we should probably discuss under this topic, the Karya and the Akaryavada. So the significance of karma, which is otherwise called as dharma, that is swadharma, is the sum and substance of, interestingly, both the metaphysics as well as the ethical debate in our country. As the Honorable Governor has very beautifully brought out, here the karma is always talked in terms of the individual. There is very little about the normative or the general terms in which dharma has been spoken about. Everything is so very individualistic because it is contextual. Today, contextualism in ethics looms large. There's a lot of discussions and, very funny discussions rather. Those professional philosophers will know that you have been given with hypothetical situations of moral dilemmas and how you would respond to that. Very funny, you'll find it very funny, and very often you would also think that poor Westerners, they little realize that the ethical situations, there is nothing called a common ethical platform where all of us stand together. Just as there is no common world, there is no common ethical norms either. So the ethical norm is in terms of the individual's ontological status and his station in life. So what has been generally said is metaphysics, and your ethical responses are responses to the status of being in the absolute sense and in the phenomenal sense. The being, you should know what is absolutely real, and you should also know your phenomenal conditions. Then, having known those general ontological theories or the norms, these are the norms. And then what comes as the ethical response is sheer response to or the pragmatic implications of this ontological status. This is how I understand Indian philosophy, and therefore there is no odds or the odds enlisted in the Western scenario. When say we don't have such common odds. The ideal way in which you would respond to an ethical situation would depend on your finest understanding of the Shastras. Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Akarya Vyavasthito, Krishna. So, Shastra comes as the Pramana. And it is not, and all of us know what Shastra says, that the Brahman is the absolute, and then you have the phenomenal status, so on and so forth. That is just not sufficient. You can, sky is the limit. You can enhance your understanding of the Shastras, and the greater that you climb to the understanding of the metaphysical status, the better will be your application in the individual context. This is how, again, I would understand. I'll speak at length about it probably tomorrow. So, three things are demanded by every individual responding to a ethical situation. Your perfect understanding of the ontological status, and then your creative response to the given ethical situation, and then your inaction in action. So if these three get combined, this is the sum and substance of Bhagavad Gita. Beautifully it has been stated by Lord how you can have, as said by Professor Bhatt in the morning, how you can have inaction in action. So this Shastra Avadhi, the one who has perfect understanding of the Shastra, will, when he puts his creativity to the ethical situation, will come out with innovative ways of ethical resolutions. I mean, this is what we see in the Puranas and the Itihasas, and they are just lights. The same similar ethical situations might not appear in your situations, but you can innovatively resolve your ethical dilemmas in the ways in which these great people have done. With this prelude, let me have the privilege to invite our renowned speakers. May first invite Professor Paneer Selva to make his presentations. Thank you very much.